So last year, I remember I didn't go last year, but obviously I watched the video afterwards, and there was a lot of big announcement. The biggest one last year was El Salvador, a small country, adopting Bitcoin as their standard. And obviously, we've all seen how that's played out, and it's really cool. Are there going to be announcements like that this year?
Oh yeah. And so look, obviously I'm not allowed to like talk about a lot of what's happening, but here's what we're told. I'll just give you like kind of the teaser. And
Just tell me, man.
no one's watching, right? It's only like,
Yeah.
don't have any subscribers. Um, there, what we're told is that it's going to make last year's uh, announcement just kind of like baby cakes.
Whoa. Welcome back, everybody, to Altcoin Daily. Smash that like button because today, to answer all your questions about Bitcoin Miami 2022 in April, link below, use code Altcoin Daily for 10% off. I'll be there, George will be there. But if you're on the fence, hey, I'm thinking about going. Should I buy the ticket? Should I get a hotel? In this interview, we're answering all the questions. So, you know, let's do it. George McHale, Director of Marketing of BTC Inc., the parent company of Bitcoin Magazine and Bitcoin Conference, author of Thank God for Bitcoin. George, thank you for coming on today.
Man, I am getting comfortable joining you on the show. So good to be back.
You're a regular at this point.
Right? Feels good.
Yeah. All right, let's jump into it. Just big picture, let's start it off. I've heard about this Bitcoin conference. I think it's the biggest Bitcoin conference in the world. What exactly is it?
All right. Well, the Bitcoin conference in Miami is a 4-day extravaganza. It is going to be crazy. I mean, oh man, I've been like not sleeping. I only see these bags under my eyes, but just getting ready for this. So, by the way, Altcoin Daily crowd is buying a lot of tickets. I'm seeing your code just come through like crazy. So,
That's good.
definitely keep buying tickets and come join us in Miami. 4 days, April 6th through the 9th. April 6th is Industry Day. We can start there. So Industry Day is really geared towards people who are interested in either being a part of the Bitcoin ecosystem, whether you're starting a business or you're already a part of a business or you're looking to get a job or get hired or get an investment, like whatever it is from a enterprise or industry standpoint, that day is for you. So a lot of great content. All of our stages will be packed. And then our exhibitor hall with 400 plus companies will be there showing off new products, making big announcements. All of that kind of stuff takes place on Industry Day. Then GA Day 1, general admission on April 7th. That's going to be the main event, basically. And that's going to be a jam-packed schedule with all of our headliners. People like President Nayib Bukele from El Salvador will be in the house giving a keynote. People like Jordan Peterson, Jack Mallers, all sorts of names. You can see the whole list of speakers on our website. It's almost just like ridiculous how many people we have coming to share their insights, the top names in the space. So GA Day 2 is April 8th. Again, if you buy a GA pass, you get access to April 7th, April 8th, and April 9th. April 9th is the sort of the closeout of the event. It's our Sound Money Fest, first ever Bitcoin music festival featuring artists like Logic, Deadmau5, CL, and folks like that. We also have Safety Namos's book launch party for the Fiat Standard. So he'll be there. He'll be signing books throughout the event, and I'll be kicking off his book launch party at Sound Money Fest. We also have comedians at Sound Money Fest, people like Hannibal Buress and a few other names that will be announced. So it's jam-packed. I don't even really know where to like dive in, but that's kind of the highest level information.
Right. So is this something that is obviously, it seems like it definitely is for people who've been in the space a while. Is this also something for like new Bitcoiners?
Yeah, definitely. So one of our taglines is education, celebration, hyper Bitcoinization. So those three things, if you fall into one of those categories, that really just indicates that this is for you. So if you're brand new to the space, you're looking to learn about Bitcoin, there's going to be a ton of great content for you, not only to learn about just like the technical aspects, how to use Bitcoin, where to get Bitcoin, but also just be exposed to other Bitcoiners. I mean, 35,000 people is the number that we're expecting. We are pacing to sell that many tickets. It's going to be absolutely massive in terms of scale. So you're going to feel like you're in a Bitcoin Disneyland. And not only like exposure to good education and Bitcoiners, but also all of the companies that are going to be there, all of our sponsors, like all of the biggest brands and the brands that are just getting started in the space will be present. So again, if you're looking for a job, if you're looking to leave your fiat day job and get a job in the Bitcoin space, you must be in Miami. We are having a job fair actually throughout the event. It's not going to be like a traditional job fair where it's like, come between these hours or whatever. All we're doing at the exhibitor booth is the companies that are hiring are going to have a flag posted outside of their booth that says now hiring. So you'll be able to walk through the exhibitor booth and be like, oh, this company's hiring. And let me tell you, there are a ton of companies that are hiring and looking for great talent, not just developer talent, not just technical talent. That's actually a really common misconception is, oh, I want to work in Bitcoin, but I don't know how to code or whatever. Man, they are hiring for every position under the sun. These companies, you got to understand, are flush with cash. A lot of them just closed big financing rounds and they're hiring like crazy. So that's actually one of my biggest plugs is like, almost like forget about the amazing content and the party. It's like, if you're looking to make a major life change, and I can say this as someone who recently, like 7 months ago, left my full-time fiat job to go work for BTC Inc. And it's just a game changer. When you get to wake up every morning and you get to do focus on the thing that you're passionate about, and the thing that you love. So if that's you, I would definitely encourage you to make an investment in yourself. We're actually encouraging employers. Sorry, I'm going to go off on the job fair for a second because it's so important. We're encouraging employers to, if they actually find a candidate, if they find talent at the job fair, to reimburse the price of their ticket 3 months after they've hired them and they've started their tenure. So if you feel like you're a good prospect and you're actually hireable, there's a good chance your conference ticket could be comped at the end of the day.
Do you have any advice on how to navigate the conference for somebody who's going to go there, but there's just so many things you can go to, or just, what's a pro tip for somebody who wants to get the most out of this conference?
Yeah. So definitely don't do what I did last year, which was like, I FOMO'd in last minute. I bought my ticket like 3 days before the conference, booked my flight last minute. Everything was way more expensive than it needed to be. And I know we're only like, a couple weeks out or whatever now, but there's still time to actually have like a plan, because there is so much to experience. And if you don't have a plan, you're going to leave the conference and you're like, oh, I didn't realize that this person was speaking or this activation was happening over there. We have 500,000 square feet. That's how big this venue is. It's one of the biggest venues in the world, Miami Beach Convention Center. So you probably, if you come, aren't going to see everything. So you got to do your research. You got to do a deep dive on the website. We have all the content, all the information out there. Join our Discord server, ask questions. But really, like, pro tip is to make a plan. This year we're doing an app. So we'll have an app for the conference where you can actually see kind of everything in one place. And you can, one of the cool features of the app is you can scroll through the agenda and you can add stuff to your own sort of calendar that you want to make sure that you don't miss. And you can start planning out all of the things that you want to make sure you see, because we have 5 or 6 different stages happening.
It's like Disney.
Yeah, it really is. So the pro tip is to prepare and to plan and to map out what you want to make sure you get accomplished. Be intentional about all of those things. And then the second thing is, all I've talked about so far is what's happening the 4 days of the conference. There is so much happening during what's called Bitcoin Week in general in Miami. There's all of these auxiliary events and after parties.
I don't know about, Bitcoin Week. So this is going on in the same 4 days.
Yeah, the same 4 days, and like I think the days that bookend the conference, there's auxiliary events, satellite events. Some of them are official after parties and events that are sort of run or we're involved in them in some way, shape, or form. And some of them are just completely grassroots type events, people throwing after parties and stuff. And those are definitely a lot of fun, but also just a great place to meet people. So yeah. Plan out your trip for sure, because there's a lot and it's overwhelming. If your plan is just to get on a plane and land and just kind of wing it, it's going to be great. You'll have a good time and there'll be plenty for you to do, but you might end up missing out on some things that you would regret later.
Yeah. So last year, I remember I didn't go last year, but obviously I watched the video afterwards, and there was a lot of big announcement. The biggest one last year was El Salvador, a small country, adopting Bitcoin as their standard. And obviously we've all seen how that's played out, and it's really cool. Are there going to be announcements like that this year?
Oh yeah. And so look, obviously I'm not allowed to like talk about a lot of what's happening, but here's what we're told. I'll just give you like kind of the teaser. And
Just tell me, man.
no one's watching, right? It's only like,
Yeah.
don't have any subscribers. Um, there, what we're told is that it's going to make last year's uh, announcement just kind of like baby cakes.
Whoa.
And I don't know what that. I honestly don't know what that means because I'm like, and some of these announcements are embargoed to the point where I don't even know them. I just know that they're happening. I just know there's big announcements happening. We actually have a special spot on our website where a company can come in and say, "Hey, I want to make a big announcement," because this is the conference to do it, right?
Yeah.
It's the largest event in the world for Bitcoin, and so this is where people want to make their announcements. So if I had to guess, it would be, I'm sure at minimum, another country adopting, maybe. That's just pure
Wow.
speculation.
Wow.
And then on top of that, I really don't know, but what I'm told is it's going to make last year's announcements look really small. So that's definitely happening. I mean, this is the nature of this event is that we are going to make history. So that's, I don't know if it's priced into Bitcoin yet, but I anticipate some movement for sure.
I have really high hopes then. If you say I can't tell you anything, but you can casually say it's going to be on the level of a small
Right.
country adopting, that's pretty awesome.
Right. And you got to remember, so I'm being completely transparent. I don't know the exact announcements that, we're being told are going to be made, but I can tell you the hype behind those announcements. And listen, I'm the director of marketing. You got to take everything I say with a grain of salt.
Not financial advice.
Don't trust, verify kind of thing. But I'm just telling you, this is what I'm hearing from our sponsors. Everybody wants to get on the main stage and make these big drops. Everyone wants to follow Jack Mallers' big announcement and Bukele's big announcement. And look, the president of El Salvador is going to be there in the flesh. And he's even tweeted about his predictions and sort of teased about the fact that he has a surprise in store for the Bitcoin conference. So at minimum, we're going to have a follow-up from last year from him.
Cool. Now, as far as musical guests, I know you have a lot of good ones: Logic, Deadmau5, Steve Aoki. Or as far as speakers, I know you have a lot of good speakers, the famous ones like Jordan Peterson. As far as like speakers or musical performers, who do you think people are most excited to see?
So, I mean, I can speak for myself. I'm definitely excited to see Logic. I'm a Logic fan. I think Run the Jewels is
Oh yeah, Run the Jewel. I'm excited to see them too.
Yeah, Run the Jewels will be dope. Murder Beats will be there. If you are into K-pop, CL is a huge K-pop artist. A lot of excitement around her. And then the comedians who I think have not all fully been announced yet, but I think I mentioned Hannibal Buress will be there and a few others that
He's awesome.
I don't think I can quite mention yet, but stay tuned for more. There's going to be a whole comedy set. So people are excited about that. I think that, Jordan Peterson, people are stoked and some people are really pissed. And this is the thing I tell people is like, you can't have a 35,000 person event with 300 to 400 speakers and expect that everybody is going to like everybody, right? There's going to be some people on this lineup that you probably don't like, you probably disagree with. And I'm just here to tell you that's okay. In fact, I hope that it challenges you a little bit because I think we need more of that in the world. We need more dialogue. I don't agree with everybody. I don't even necessarily, I'm not a huge fan of every single person that's speaking at my conference that I work for, right? That's okay. They probably don't like me, some of them. I don't know. But the point is, it's a massive event. So there's going to be people from all walks of life. Literally, we have one of the most liberal constitutional lawyers in Neil Katyal doing a fireside chat on the constitutionality of Bitcoin. And then, of course, we have Republican Senator Cynthia Lummis. So people from all walks of life, all political persuasions are going to be present and going to be represented at this event.
And this is a Bitcoin only conference. I think everybody's invited to go, but you should certainly be a fan of Bitcoin specifically, and don't go there to shill your NFT project. Is that fair, George?
That is definitely fair, and I can't stress this one enough. Just because I want everybody to have a good time, and I want people to have proper expectations. And if you come into it thinking oh, I'm going to learn about Ethereum or whatever, you're not going to. It's Bitcoin only, very intentionally, very overtly. The best.
And good, because there's tons of great crypto conferences, I think. Let's have one that's totally dedicated to Bitcoin.
100%. There's one a couple weeks before ours, World CryptoCon, I think in Miami, taking place. But yeah, there's a ton of those. But yeah, this one is Bitcoin only. So come with that expectation.
Mhm. Oh yeah, and one more thing I wanted to ask. There are different packages that people could buy on the site. Can you kind of like go over the different packages?
Definitely, yeah. So your GA general admission ticket is the kind of the standard baseline ticket that gets you in again to 3 days of the conference: GA day 1, 2, and Sound Money Fest. Industry Pass is the next step up that gets you into that first day, April 6th of Industry Day, as well as the subsequent 3 days. And then you got your Whale Pass, which is all 4 days, plus Whale Night, which is our premium after party. That pass is literally for whales. So it's
Will Michael Saylor be there? Will Max Kaiser be there?
Max Kaiser is going to be there. Well, Michael Saylor is going to be there. Both.
Whoa.
I mean, I don't know if they're going to be at the like whale night, but they're going to
Okay.
be at the conference.
Yeah.
I can't commit them to.
I want to know which whales are going to be a whale night. Obviously, you
A
can't
lot
give
of
that
them.
information out.
No, I can't. But I mean, look, whoever you consider in your mind a whale, they're going to at minimum. I can tell you that they're going to have access to that after party. Whether or not they show up,
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of on me to market it really well. But Whale Night's going to be a great time, and I think that the whale experience overall is just like cream of the crop, VIP, access to your own section in the deep, which is like premium food and beverage, open bar, all that kind of stuff. We got these go-karts that take you around this venue if you're
Oh,
a
that's
whale.
awesome.
So it's just the best overall experience. It's also a flex, let's be honest. If you're buying a whale pass, you're doing it because it's like buying a Tesla Model X, right, with the Falcon doors, because you want to flex on your neighbors who just have the Y or the Model X or whatever. You probably don't need the Falcon doors. I don't know. Maybe you do. Maybe you really like them. But the whale pass, if you can afford it, it's gonna be worth it. But most people buy the whale pass, to be honest with you, who are investors or who are looking to raise capital, because that's where you're going to rub elbows with other whales, and other whales are looking to. There's a lot of people that are coming to this event who have money to allocate towards Bitcoin specific projects. And so buying a whale pass is a way to basically make sure that you're getting FaceTime with those people.
And by the way, it's fun to hang with the whales, but we're men of the people. General admission pass, that's where the true plebes are going to be for sure.
Absolutely. And then finally, if you just want to come to Sound Money Fest, we have a 1-day pass. It's $99. And during Sound Money Fest, just so everybody knows, the exhibitor hall is going to be wide open. So everything I talked about with the job fair will be in full effect, all that kind of stuff. So Sound Money Fest, if you're just looking to kind of like sneak in the back door for one day, kind of peek behind the curtain, see what's going on without spending a ton of money, is a great option as well.
Cool. George, thank you so much for coming on today. You certainly answered all of my questions, and I'm looking forward to going. It's my first year. I hope to see you guys coming from our audience. Hopefully we can meet you, hang out with you, and you can meet all your favorite Bitcoiners. 10% off. Use the code Altcoin Daily, linked below. George, final thoughts for the Altcoin Daily audience.
I can't think of anything but the conference. It's consumed my whole life. So please come out and celebrate with us, because it's going to be a great time. We are making history, and it's a crazy time to be alive. We're going to be talking about this conference just like we're talking about last year in El Salvador making history. This is going to be no different. We're going to have some different news, but you don't want to miss it. So I hope to see you in Miami.
Awesome. Thanks, George.
All right. Thank you. Peace.